lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. To the days, down memory lane. Back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So, hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Clear, but the lines are the freeway. Let's do it again, like back in the day. Nothing can stop us from living the feeling. Hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good feeling. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we
I'm at a rare tip. Tell them all just stand down to the cup goal and the stands clear. I've been out running, top gunning competition, they know who the man here. I can never fail, I can never fall, counted up without a cashier. And last year was real 25, I'm a fast on they heels. Built the last, never last, up the gear, hit the gas, I'm a mash till a meal. I can't be lacking till it's sealed, cause this too extravagant to chill. I ain't missing no games, road game, watch me bring it home. I lost a couple out here, this a cold game, but I bounced back from it strong. We had it locked in before they known. It ain't no top 10, I'm the throne. This how you elevated without selling out. I kept it true to me, ain't never tested clock. Now they like, who is he? Who am I? Never tired of running through a night. Breaking pressure if you knew or not, cause I can never settle for another spot. Up the level, I'ma make it hot, but I never sweat them. Know they wanna see a king down to his knees. Please, I never let them. This is destiny and I rise every time. All of the odds I defy. They say the eyes never lie. Well, look in the mind, see the prize. Ball hard, no lesser. This dry mind, no Tesla. This whip glide like Dressler. Full court, I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring. Know that did it this big, I ain't show it like the rich did. Eating bread like the rich kids, sending headshots and getting gigs. I've been on the run for some months, you know I ain't stopping, they can see it. Vicious with the pen in they mid, could probably kill them all off the lid. This how the pastor act, you get no pass for that. Records my name in the books, you chasing the goal, probably give you a panic attack. Don't need no hand, I don't handling that. Look like they brought Mr. Innocent back. Yeah, I'm the one send them scrambling back. Don't got a thumbnail, I'm still on attack. Don't let them win in my head, I'm repeat so my focus the camera can snap. We won't go back to no ramen, boy, I got it, I need platters and napkins and laps. I got that dope, you gon' have to relapse. Who want this smoke, I put pass in the air. Rock out a show, had their hands in the air with my folks in the cut, it's a family affair. I understand why they doubted this line of profession. Don't have too many succeed, but I'm gon' come back with a diamond, you bring that pressure to me.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. No way back, we can slow it down. Feel the heat as it pulls us out. On the edge, yeah, we touch the flames. Hold your breath and count to 10. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. Burning out with third Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
When the lights are out and you stumble in the dark, You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we played together. Be like we.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live. It's Saturday afternoon from the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. This is the indoor 3D broadcast by Raising an Archer podcast. Big shout out to Scott Booth for letting me come do the live stream. They are simultaneously casting next door as they're doing their paper archery tournament. So we're going to show you just a little bit about what's going on here. Here is your 3D schedule. We are at the 1:15 qualification time. We're going to have a 3 o'clock line after this, and then tomorrow the last qualification line at 8 a.m., followed shortly thereafter by our shoot downs for classes of 15 or more. If you haven't heard, they're also doing a target archery schedule as well. I'm going to show you the details on that. They are running their 1 p.m. qualification line. There will be an 8 a.m. qualification for your target archers next door, followed by the shoot-offs at 1 p.m. My name is Neil Cooley. I am here as a representative of not only your Oklahoma ASA, but the co-host of the Oklahoma Archery podcast. And we're going to get back to the action here. They're doing their safety announcements. The shooters have taken the line, and we're going to show you all the action here. Drop us a comment below if you see somebody you recognize, or if you're out there in the gallery. If your family's far away, drop them in the comments there, and they can watch your archers go ahead and shoot them up. They're going to shoot 20 3D animal targets over the course of about the next hour and 10 minutes. We've got a whole bunch of space here. This venue's absolutely fantastic. The Houston Livestock and Rodeo has pulled out all the stops. They've got their ranching and wildlife committee volunteers here, and they have absolutely knocked it out of the park for the 6th or 7th consecutive year. This is only the 2nd year that they've done the 3D side of this, but it's the 7th year of the archery competition. It started back in 2019. They did have a COVID year cancellation, but since then, everything year after year has seen the numbers grow. We've got over 500 archers here this weekend between the paper and the 3D side of this tournament. They are competing for over $140,000 in scholarship prize, belt buckle for your individual class winners, as well as a hefty bronze trophy and lifetime Texas hunting and fishing licenses. So you see some of our younger archers down on the ranges. We've got 4 full ranges inside this shooting hallway. Those are going to range from 20 yards max all the way up to a 40-yard max. So depending on your archer's level of skill and level of experience. They're going to be shooting at different distances based on their age and their equipment. So for this tournament, and this is a broad overview, don't quote me on any of this, but for this tournament, they've broken the age brackets up into 8 to 10 years old, 11 to 13 years old, and 14 to 18. So if you are a resident of the state of Texas and affiliated at all with NFAA, 4-H, FFA, USA Archery, or ASA Archery, or any of these governing sanctioning bodies, they have combined all together to put this tournament on for the youth across Texas. And it is a fantastic event. We're just getting started here. That voice you hear in the background is Brad Timmerman. He is our the assistant director to the federation director at the national level for the Archery Shooters Association. His wife Tara is going to be joining us shortly. That is Texas's ASA state director. I'm the Oklahoma state director, so I am the lone Okie in the building this weekend. I'm glad to be here, manning the broadcast booth while Scott Booth is next door with his co-host Carrie. They are going to be bringing you the target archery, the paper side of the tournament. So you can see all the action here. We've got a pretty full line this afternoon, and then I know the 3 p.m. line is probably going to be a little more full than this. So if you're out there in the comments and you're not sure what's going on, drop us a comment. We always like questions. If you have any questions on how you want to get started in archery, or you have a child or a youth that's interested in archery, this would be a great place to go ahead and ask those questions. Drop them in the comments. We'll have somebody come back later and try to reach out to you, see if it's anything we can get you started with. So what these archers are going to do is they're going to shoot 20 targets. They're going to shoot them in groups of 4 to start with, and you'll see them all range their target using a range finding device, and the ones that are shooting open division will adjust their sights to the applicable distance. The archers shooting in the pins category have a fixed pin setup, and we also have recurve categories, barebow and Olympic recurve. So depending on your age and equipment, we've got a class for you. So if this is something next year you want to be a part of, registration is closed for this year, but circle those dates on your calendar. It'll probably be back in the fall. This is for the 2026 rodeo. It was previously hosted on the actual weekends of the rodeo, but because of the way it's grown, they have moved it off of there and tried to make it a standalone event. But you've got all the support from the committee members, and the Houston Livestock and Rodeo folks have really done a great job with this tournament. So it's something that we would love to see you come be a part of. We've got plenty of food, plenty of bleachers. If you've never seen tournament archery before, be a great time to come out and be a spectator for it. Seeing down on the end there, those would be our intermediates, probably be the 6 to 8 year olds. Then we get our juniors from 11 to 13 and our seniors from 14 to 18. And joining us now is going to be your Texas ASA Federation State Director. This is Tara Timmerman. How are you doing, Tara?
I'm good. We're rolling fast and furious over here.
Can you hear me okay in there?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. I know we're sitting right next to each other, but it's pretty much deaf out here with these things on. So Tara is the person that you're going to want to ask all your 3D archery questions to in the state of Texas. How's that work out?
Oh, well, we figure out answers, and if we don't know, we ask for help.
Questions are always welcome. Biggest thing I can tell you in the archery community is don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. Go approach us. I know Tara and her husband Brad have been instrumental in putting this event on. They were actually at Collegiate Nationals a week ago in Foley, Alabama, bringing back all these targets for this. So tell everybody about how you got started with 3D archery and with the ASA.
So back in 2012, we had a friend who got a new bow. And he said to Brad, my husband, "Hey, man, you've got to come shoot this bow." And Brad said, "I don't know anything about bows." Well, he went and shot the bow, and here we are, all these years later. And before I started shooting a bow, the only thing I had ever shot was a basketball. So, and then Will has grown up in it, and it's just been a really big blessing to our family. And we started shooting ASA in 2013, and got involved at the Texas level shortly thereafter. And we took over as state directors in 2018.
2018. Wow, it flies. It's been a long time since then, but
It has.
it keeps growing and growing year after year. 3D archery spans many organizations, and I mentioned earlier this is for 4-H, FFA, USA Archery, ASA, NFAA. All these different organizations come together here at the Houston Livestock Rodeo, and we put this on. It's not your traditional classes, it's a little different from each organization, but we're all here together shooting because we try to make it about the kids. Tell us a little bit about 2 years ago, they added 3D to this tournament. So how did you guys get roped into this?
So 3 years ago, our son Will came and shot the target side, and we were approached by members of the Ranching and Wildlife Committee and said, hey, we want to add 3D to this mix. And they said, could you help us facilitate that? And we made a call to Josh Grine and Mike Tyrell at ASA and said, hey, we need targets. And they never even hesitated. They said, let's work out the logistics and we'll get you some targets. And so then working with the Ranching and Wildlife Committee, who's just an amazing group of volunteers, they built us the stands for the targets to go on and said, whatever you need, just say the word and we'll get it done. And here we are, the second year of the event, and it's grown since last year. So that's always a positive.
So let's talk about the scoring for this event. We see our archers down here scoring as a group. They're going to shoot 4 targets at a time, 20 targets total. Walk us through a little bit about how the scoring rings work.
So if you've ever been in a bow hunting situation or in a hunting situation, 3D archery kind of mimics that hunting situation in that our scoring rings are placed in where a most ethical hunting shot would be placed. So in the very center of the target, you'll see a ring. As we look at this antelope here, you've got a 10 ring that you can see that's just above the top of those 2 arrows that are in the target. Then there's an upper and lower 12, one that would be where the lungs of the animal are and one that would be where the heart of the animal is. Outside of that, you have an 8 ring, which is worth 8 points. So still a potentially ethical shot for an animal, but not quite as likely. And then the rest of your body will score you 5 points. Now on this antelope, or speed goat as I call it, you can see a really outlined ring up at the top right-hand side of the target. And that ring in the shoot down is going to be the 14 ring. It's a really high risk shot because you're very close to the 8 and then to the 5. But the reward is in that 14-point shot. Whenever we're in the pro shoot down at ASA, those are always in play. And then whenever we have finals tomorrow morning, that ring will be in play as well.
It's a high risk, high reward, hard to hit, easy to miss 14 ring, but that's the same thing the pros do. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about this event is you're seeing a lot of young archers that are very poised, very mature for their age, and I've got faith that a lot of them could hit that out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing to see what these youngsters can do. They've got good eyes, they don't have nearly the nerves, and they're just out here enjoying their sport, their hobby. Some of them you'll see in this competition could very well likely be pro. Some of them shoot for our local collegiate programs that represent the United States in the Olympics. So we're down here in Aggie land. So for all you A&M fans out there, they've got a great collegiate archery program. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit more about the opportunities inside archery for a young archer if they wanted to shoot in college.
So there are archery programs in Texas, in Oklahoma. There's a college in Missouri. There's several in Kentucky that are structured differently depending on what the needs of the college are. For example, Texas A&M University has a club team, but Lindsey Wilson College in Columbia, Kentucky, or Lindsey Wilson University in Columbia, Kentucky, which is where my son shoots, he is considered a varsity athlete just like a football player, baseball player would be, because that's how the university structures their team. So there are scholarship opportunities. There are opportunities for competition to extend way beyond high school for these kids if they're interested. We're fortunate this weekend. We actually invited coaches from all across the United States, and we do have the coaches here from Lindsey Wilson University that are talking to our shooters and their parents if they have questions about, what that collegiate opportunity and what that collegiate experience looks like. And, like any other athletic team, they become a family up there and in our personal experience. And we really just couldn't ask for more out of that from the parent perspective.
It's a great opportunity for kids to learn a skill while they're young. You're getting to see them work on problem solving in real time. And when the time comes for them to graduate high school and go off to college, you can see them get that college education while receiving scholarship support as part of a student athlete program. Mm-hmm. So archery is a great sport. It's very accessible no matter your level of physicality or athleticism. You can still be a top level archer. I think that's one of the best things about it. We've also seen a lot of para archers. So, so those of some of us that are, physically with a disability, you can still shoot a bow and arrow. You've seen some videos online of Matt Stutzman, the armless archer, and Matt puts him in the middle of the target just as good as anybody, and he was born with no arms. So
we actually had several para archers at Collegiate 3D Nationals last weekend. We had another shooter who utilized his feet to shoot his bow. We had a couple of shooters out there that were in wheelchairs, and archery is so adaptive. I mean, we've been to the Vegas indoor shoot, and there were blind archers who, with adaptive equipment and an arrow advocate and archer's advocate, who were shooting without the use of their sight.
That's amazing. I mean, there's really nothing you can't overcome. And I think archery is a great sport to unify everybody in that way and show you that we're bigger than our differences. We're all coming here for the common goal of seeing these kids compete for over $140,000 in prize and scholarship money, along with some great incentives from the Texas State, the Lifetime Hunting and Fishing Combination License, as well as a belt buckle, a very hefty bronze trophy, and some pretty good scholarship money on top. So yes. This is an event that we hope just keeps growing and growing.
This year we've added a chapter recognition for our 4-H and FFA chapters. The chapter that has the most registered shooters and then also the most finalists is going to be recognized with a chapter award. And then also in the senior divisions, we have a top archer award that comes with one of the very coveted Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo trophies. And that is for shooters that compete on both the target side and the 3D side. They can use a cumulative score to earn that top archer prize.
Oh, wow. So they're actually combining their rounds and going best of the best, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. So we went over the classes earlier, 8 to 10, 11 to 13, and 14 to 18. Mm-hmm. Tell us out there, if we've got a parent or a guardian out there that's got a kid that might be interested in archery, how much experience do they need really to start in tournament archery?
So to start in archery in general, I always encourage parents that, if your child is old enough to understand the difference between something being safe or unsafe, if they're old enough to follow directions and repeat a pattern, you could potentially start them in archery. There is basic enough equipment that they could start in some form of archery. Tournament archery, if for ASA, starts at age 6. 4-H archery in Texas starts at age 8 or in the 3rd grade, which is why HLSR has structured our age division starting at age 8.
That's perfect. That's incredible. And some of these young archers you really see make some big strides their first year. We had William Early was one of our guest hosts with us yesterday, and he was fresh off his first year competing not only at the local ASA but the national level pro-ams.
If I remember correctly, he was also a Texas ASA state champion and shooter of the year this year.
Yes, and he won the Paris Am as well. So he had a monster first year.
He did.
We got to talk to his dad a little bit about the improvements that he made from the beginning of the year to the end. And you really do see him grow up in real time.
Yep. And it's all about that time, effort, and energy that the kids and their families are willing to put into it, just like, tournament baseball or, Little League, whatever. you're doing, archery can be the same way in that aspect. Also encourage parents that, or remind parents that burnout is a real thing for kids too. So don't be afraid to find that balance between how many arrows we're shooting every day, and maybe we're going out and playing some basketball or some baseball to go along with it. We've got several kids on the line, or have had on the line this weekend, that are also playing football and basketball and participating in ag and showing animals and all the other things that kids like to do at this age. So, balancing everything.
It is. There's a lot of different things growing up that you can have influence your kids. And I think finding a sport or an activity where they can, find ways to express themselves, learn social skills, learn mental discipline. It's a great opportunity. Plus, you get some sunshine and you hang out with a lot of great people. Tell everybody about this upcoming spring and summer, because 3D archery traditionally is an outdoor sport, right? Mm-hmm. This is one of our indoor events. We'll have another one in January. That's going to be in Paris. Tell us about some more indoor 3D opportunities coming up for next year.
So like you said, the indoor 3D event is going to happen in Paris, Texas on January. It's the weekend of the 16th, 17th, 18th. And we will set up very similar to this. Just 2 sets of 20 targets, but we will have lines for kids all the way from 6 to this year. ASA has added a senior legends class for shooters that are 75 years and older. So we will see the entire gamut of age divisions, equipment divisions, and yardages there in Paris in January.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's a lifelong sport, and you do make lifelong friends in it. So
absolutely.
We go to these 6 pro-ams all across the country every year, and they're every month from February till July, or February to August rather. And you see friends and family from all across the nation, and it's like a big family reunion. We've also got a pretty heavy local schedule, so for everybody here in Texas, if you have any questions, you want to know what's going on, you can find all of this on the Texas ASA Federation Facebook page.
Yes, we have a Facebook page and a website.
TexasASAFederation.com.
Yes.
Perfect.
Our schedule will be posted November 1st, and historically we have between 22 and 25 qualifier events starting in January and culminating with the state tournament that's going to be the weekend of July 11th and 12th this year. Is that right?
20th, 21st?
It's going to be in July.
It'll be hot. You're going to love it.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be great.
And the most important thing to remember, you're going to have plenty of time to get ready for it in the meantime.
Yes,
So we get to shoot all across Texas at different local ranges. And what is a qualifier? What is an ASA qualifier?
So an ASA qualifier is a round of 30 targets in Texas, and it does what it says. It qualifies you to participate in the state tournament. The state tournament then qualifies you to compete in the national championship. So if you're not able to participate in one of those pro-ams between, January and July, you can still have the opportunity to compete in the national tournament or in the national championship by way of competing in the state tournament.
That's fantastic. And it's a great time to go out and really treat it like a practice round. You really get your feet wet. And if you don't want to shoot a full qualification round, you can actually shoot a fun round. So you don't have to just jump right in and do a competition. You can show up, kind of see what it's all about, see if it's something that may be for you, and hopefully meet a bunch of people who are helpful in, being an archery mentor along the way.
Yeah, archery is a very unique sport in that we have accessibility to professional shooters who make their living doing this job as an archer. And Brad's trying to talk to me right now, and I can't hear a word he's trying to say. But he's trying to talk to me, so we're going to wave at him.
We're waving at Brad. Everybody wave at Brad.
Brad.
He's our master of ceremonies. You guys have done a fantastic job growing this in the past 2 years. I'm hoping it's something that we can see expand more and more in recent years, because this organization that's supporting this venue that's putting this on, this is absolutely fantastic. I've never seen anything like it. I think that the sky's the limit with this format that we're working with here.
It's amazing, and without the help of the HLSR Ranching and Wildlife Committee, we would not be able to do this on our own. Each person that you see out here on the live stream that has on a black vest and a cowboy hat is part of a volunteer group of individuals who work all season long, all year long. I don't know that they ever stop, preparing for different events for youth who come and participate in HLSR, and they're just amazing.
It really is great to see them supporting not only future tournament archers, but future outdoorsmen. A lot of these kids come from an agricultural background. They might have raised show animals, and they got into FFA, and all of a sudden they're like, well, who wants to shoot archery? Like, oh yeah, I think I'll try that. Because that's honestly the easiest part of recruiting people for archery. Is it just looks cool when you see it. People always come over and they're like, what are those guys doing over there? Oh, they're shooting bows and arrows. I want to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
3D archery is where all the cool kids are.
I was going to say, is a big divide in target archery, tournament archery. Some people like to shoot paper, traditionally done in the winter. The rest of us like to shoot 3D, that's out in the sunshine. So sometimes, the rain can put a damper on that. We do shoot rain or shine.
We do.
We call it for lightning. Now, this event having indoor, not only is it climate controlled, but has all the amenities here right close by for us. So it's fantastic. They couldn't have done this at a better location. I think they need to get a hold of NFAA and do something like indoor nationals here. I think that would be
great.
Fantastic.
That would be great.
Oh man! So archery is largely a family sport. Your whole family shoots together.
We do.
You get to travel all across the state and across the country to these different events. So what's that like? Do you remember back when you used to have a free weekend? Back when you had a Saturday, Sunday that wasn't archery?
Those Saturday, Sundays were usually filled up with soccer or basketball or something like that. Yeah, archery's given our family so much that we're just blessed to be able to come and do things like this to kind of give back to the sport that gave so much to our family. And, Will has grown up doing this and obviously is still doing it, but he's met people from all across the nation that have impacted his life and that he's friends with. We were talking about the opportunities for collegiate archery, and his coaches actually found him when he was in about the 5th grade. They were on a range, had some kids shooting, and Will ended up shooting with them. And they started watching him and just kind of how he grew up, not necessarily the scores that he shot or the tournaments that he won, but how did he grow up and what kind of kid did he turn into? And then they called and said, hey, we want you to come down and explore this opportunity. So it's never too early to start thinking about that. And, if nothing else, just do what we all want for our kids. Just be a good kid, even when we're not watching.
It's good when you can't watch him yourself. He's around all your friends and family members that also have known him for many years of his life. It's like there's never not a watchful eye.
Yeah, Mama has eyes everywhere.
Very close. So it must have been last year. You and Brad have acquired the company. We wanted to talk a little bit about the technological side of archery. So the Zebros Archery. Tell us a little bit about what it was and what you are wanting it to be.
So Brad and I started actually using the Zebros Archery sight lights back in 2014. And we were the staff coordinators for them for a little while. And then the company made some changes and kind of ceased operations. And in September of 2024, we had the opportunity to partner back up and actually bring the company back online. And so we have a sight light that's used to illuminate the fiber on your pin that we aim with.
So back up just a little bit. For everybody unfamiliar, you'll see some of these kids with scopes on their bows, and they have a magnification lens in there that blows the target up in a magnifier, like a rifle scope, but it's also makes it very blurry. So a lot of them inside their peep sight will shoot what's called a clarifying lens. It makes your magnification less blurry. It clears it up. It basically is a miniature version of a Hubble telescope, and it's got 2 pieces of glass on the front and back of the bow. The downside of running that clarification lens is it takes your pin fiber away. So everyone has a pin, might come from the up, might come from down or from the side. They are all rigged up with fiber optics. And what Zebros has done is made this a miniature battery pack that can illuminate your light in different colors for different light settings, depending on how, because everybody's eyes are different. So you guys have taken this and made it fully customizable and brought it back into a point of production, not only for single pins, but for also fixed pins setups as well.
Yes. So we have 7 different color options. The battery is USB chargeable. We have what we consider to be the highest and the lowest intensity light settings on the market. It's push button changeable. Everything that you need to do all that is in the same kit whenever you make your initial purchase.
So
we run that company out of our living room, so
it's very user friendly. We realize once you start playing with different magnifications and clarifier lenses, you're going to find out what works and what doesn't work. And the great thing about a Zebros sight light is that they give you all the attachment pieces, no matter what type of sight you are running, but also the ability to change to different colors and brightness settings across. Because you could be in the shade and not need any. You could be out in the sun and it just kind of washes your fiber out, and all of a sudden you need a very powerful light. So it's a Zebros rechargeable sight illumination kit.
yes.
Everybody out there, you might not understand what we're talking about now, but once you get into it a year or two, you'll realize how convenient this is, not just for your single pin shooters, but also your fixed pin archers. You could use it while you're hunting as well in low light situations.
And it does have an auto off timer that you can set in like 10 different increments. So if you are in a hunting situation and you're 30 minutes before the end of legal light, you can set your light to go off in 30 minutes. And whenever the light goes off, it's time to get out of the stand.
Oh, that's fun for everybody out there ethically hunting. Does it have a spotlight attachment yet?
Not yet.
When I turn my spotlight on, it automatically comes on to shoot the...
No.
No?
Not
Oh,
yet.
that's not a thing
Not yet.
yet.
We don't
Okay.
spotlight hunt in Texas.
Well, for wild hogs.
Maybe for wild hogs.
Yeah, for wild hogs. Population
With
control.
your bow.
Yes, only with the bow. Oh, man. So this is an event for all of you bow hunters, target archers, new to archery, advanced archery. We want you all to come be a part of it. Have they released the dates for the 2027 tournament yet?
No, they have not. We are anticipating it to happen during the month of October. But in using this amazing facility, we are also under the constraints of the schedule of NRG, which also houses the Houston Texans.
Perfect.
So there's several different layers of their scheduling that we are limited to their constraints.
It will be on an away game, is
Yes.
what we're saying.
Yes, it will be on an away game.
I know it's a bye week this week, so I was like, we are right on the side of the stadium. If this was Sunday football, this place would be crammed. But there's a lot of parking. It's easy to get to. It's easily accessible. And if you want to come spectate this event, we've got a whole bunch of seats for you to take up. All we need to do is get you down here and start asking questions.
And so fun fact, on the other side of the wall over here behind our targets, behind the curtains, there is a car show happening.
Oh, I've seen some of them out back.
Yeah, there's a car show happening, so
That's pretty fun.
that's always fun.
We do have a safety net in between for
There is a
anybody.
safety net,
You can
and-
see that back there at the edge of the target perimeter.
We're also about 15 plus yards between the last target and that wall, so
Safety is
we
a
are
concern.
safe. We
Yes,
are safe.
safety is a concern. It's always your biggest worry in archery. I know you don't need anything else to worry about being the state director, but nobody in archery makes the news for a good reason. It's usually an oopsie kind of story. But we've got our archers just about halfway through their competition line right now. Tell everybody about what is course management during your 20 target round. Tell us how you walk yourself through the process mentally.
Well, I think if you're anything like me, Neil, you probably have your quote-unquote favorite targets in the backyard, right?
Yep.
So for me, my favorite targets are the javelina and the coyote and the blesbuck. So course management for me in a pins class out to 40 yards is knowing when to shoot aggressively and aim for a 12 ring and knowing when to shoot for a 10. Because if I'm not playing that course management game the right way and I'm shooting too aggressively, I'm likely to lose points on the top end or the bottom end of that 12 ring. Also on our targets down here as kind of a point of strategy, there is a center ring that if you're shooting an IBO round, that counts for 11 points. But for us, it's still a 10. And if you aim either at the top or the bottom of that center IBO ring, you're in the general vicinity of the top or the bottom of a 12 ring. So that's just another course management, is just kind of knowing what your equipment is, or if you know where the rings are on the targets. Like the black bear down there, if you're the first shooter on that target,
It's tough.
that is killer.
It is tough.
It
Even
is hard.
inside with the bright lights that we have in here, it is incredibly difficult to see where those rings are. You're usually using reference points based on the shape of the animal, the location of the leg. Sometimes you can see a crease that's a muscle definition or a leg line. Other times it's really just a hit or miss kind of thing. Like it's a rough one. We're looking at the antelope right now. You can usually see somewhat of those scoring rings in there. You know the upper 12 is always going to be right above the peak, or the 90 degree-ish of that white paint. They're not all painted the same, though.
Sometimes.
I've run into that on some of the spotted targets. I'll have one at home I practice on. I know where that spot is. And you go to a tournament or a different range and you see that same target. Well, they might not have been spray painted all the same. You aim at that exact dot that you remember that's so familiar, and it's
just not
3
there.
inches wide of where you need to be, and it's just such a letdown. So these archers out here have young eyes. They haven't, most of them haven't needed LASIK or contact lenses yet, so they can see and they can shoot exceptionally well. But indoor 3D, what a spectacle! It's nice to not worry about heat stroke.
Yeah.
That's
We were talking about this black bear and how you can't see anything if you just looked at the speed goat over there a minute ago on target number 8, and now you're looking at target number 9, and there's really just no aiming reference for you there unless you know.
Yeah.
Unless that's another piece of that course management, is the time, effort, and energy to be looking at targets as much as you possibly can be in the off season or during your practice time. And we're fortunate in here that this is a known distance tournament. There are divisions in the ASA realm for adults that are all unknown yardage. So those shooters are looking at a target, and either based on its size or based on the distance from the stake to the target, they are judging yardage, and they have to decide in their mind how far that target is and then trust their shot enough to make that shot. And I can't imagine judging yardage on concrete.
No, it's rough enough outdoors where you have reference points like sticks, twigs, logs, tall piece of grass to kind of reference off of as far as judging distance. In here, it's just blank concrete and some really shiny lights. So it would be improbable that they would have a lot of luck doing that. So thankfully, this tournament today, or this weekend rather, is a known distance. Explain a little bit about, because we're shooting in groups of 4 targets here. Explain the difference in shooting a target that doesn't have any arrows in it and then shooting at one that has 2 or 3 arrows to aim off of.
So that it can both be a blessing and a curse. There are certain targets that I would much rather be the first shooter on, because I know where those rings are, or where I should aim, what my aiming point should be. And then there are times that you don't want to be the first shooter, like that black pig or black bear that we were talking about. If someone has a white knock and they step up and they shoot that black bear in the center of the 10 ring, I am thankful for that white knock. But that can also be a curse, because if you've got someone, let's say you've got a close target and you're the 4th shooter in the group and the 12 rings are all covered up.
Where do you go?
Where do you go?
What do you do? What's
What do you
left?
do?
So they rotate, and there's a equality to it, because you shoot the same amount of targets with no arrows in it as you do with 1 and 2 and 3 arrows in it.
Yes.
So you all have the same amount of opportunity. It's just which target is luck of the draw, depending on where you start in the group and where you end in the group.
Yes.
So we try to keep it as equal and as level fairness as possible for all of our archers, but sometimes if you're third up and one guy's in the middle of the upper and one guy's in the middle of the lower, you're just kind of odd man out. And
Aim on the fringes.
aim at the edge, and these kids are good enough to do it out here. The difference in a regular ASA tournament is that you have to indicate or call the upper The lower is considered in play until the upper is called, in which case the lower 12 just becomes part of the 10 ring.
Yes.
This tournament, because they're shooting targets 4 in a group, it's not possible to keep track of who's indicated upper and lower. So both are in play for these kids out there this
Yes,
weekend.
we tell them if you hit it, you get it.
If you hit it, you get it.
That's our thing here. And like you said, the reason that we did it is because it would just kind of be a logistical nightmare to make sure that we had documented upper 12 calls for all of our shooters on the line. And we don't want to create a situation that adds more stress to what the shooters are doing already, or that adds a situation where we can't maintain the integrity of the shoot.
Can't verify if it was called or not, so we just call them all in and let them go on their way. That's a good way to do it. Kind of like the team shoot at a Pro-Am.
Yeah.
So we've talked about local tournaments. Tell us about these 6 Pro-Ams. Why would somebody that's new to archery want to go attend a Pro-Am event?
So one reason that you would want to do that is archery is unique in that we have an accessibility to professional archers in such a way that no other sport really offers. If you head out to Foley, Alabama for the first Pro-Am of the year, number one, we go and we stay at Gulf Shores, so we're right there on the beach. We get a little bit of beach time in. Sometimes it's a little chilly for beach time, but we're still there, so why not go?
Not as cold as Oklahoma in February.
That-
Much warmer.
Very true.
Tropical
Very true.
temperatures.
But when you get there, you have the whole range of archery vendors, from sight lights to Lancaster Archery Supply, the largest archery superstore in the world. You've got all of your bow manufacturers are going to be there with demo bows that you can go and try out. They'll adjust them to your draw length and your draw weight. You can buy sights and scopes and arrows and stabilizers and basically anything you need. And you can try all those things before you actually invest and make that purchase. So it's a good opportunity to go look at the new things.
You've also got all the pros that represent those companies on site. They are there to compete, so we try to be respectful of their time. But when they're not on the round shooting their qualification rounds, they can usually be found at the booths for all of these individual companies, and they're there to help you.
They are. They're amazing about answering questions, signing autographs for our youth shooters. There is a future champions coaching session after the youth round, and the youth shooters will have the opportunity to interact with and shoot bows with the top pros from all over the country and in some cases all over the world. They're signing autographs. They're giving advice. I can't tell you how many times talking to Tim Gillingham or Dan McCarthy, my mind has just been on overload because of all the technical things that these guys know that just goes over my head.
There's really not an opportunity like this in any other sport where you're going to get to talk to and hang out with pros from across the country at every single national level event. They're there to help you. Most of them you can follow along on Facebook. They can say, hey, I talked to you in Minden, or I talked to you down at Foley, Alabama. What did you mean when you said? And you can follow up with them. Sometimes they'll write you back, and you can always get a hold of them. And if they can't give you the answer, they'll usually give you a helpful push in the right direction.
Absolutely. And then after their competition rounds, they have the pro pressure point shoot down, which is on Saturday evenings. And they shoot an additional 5 to 6 targets to determine the overall winner of the event. And they are shooting for tens of thousands of dollars in contingency money every single time that we go down there. And so this year for HLSR on the 3D side, we have 3 classes that have 15 or more competitors in it, and we will have 3 different lines of shoot down finals round that's going to mirror the pro pressure point shoot down. And so what we're going to do here is we will take the shooter's cumulative score from the qualification round, and we're going to have them shoot 5 additional targets. The top 5 shooters in the class will shoot 5 additional targets to determine the overall placings for the shoot. So it's feasible that a shooter coming in 4th place into the finals could be the winner-take-all champion, depending on how they shoot and how their competition shoots in that finals round.
That's fantastic. So archery really is a game of any dog on any day.
Yes.
You can win if you're not the best. You can also be beat if you are the best, or in your mind if you're the best, because we don't really know who's the top dog until all the dust settles. I tell people, like, our archers on the line right now are through 3/5 of their round right now. We have no idea who's going to come out on top, because it really does come down to that last arrow.
Yes.
It can be a great 19 targets, and if you whiff on number 20, it's all over but the crying for you. That's kind of the game we play, though.
And the really cool part about this shoot, too, is, we've talked about how if you go to Pro-Ams, you're meeting people and seeing people from all across the nation. Well, these kids are coming from all across the state. I know for this weekend, we've had shooters from Amarillo all the way down to the Rio Grande Valley. So just all across the state of Texas, and they've come in to shoot with us, and we're just so excited that they have.
That's fantastic. And you see people, they're so willing to travel, not only to local qualifiers, but we're going to have an indoor this year. We're going to have probably 20 to 25, maybe even 30 qualifiers across the state. And Paris is actually going to host their very own AMAM this year. So it's not a Pro-Am. It used to be, but it just kept growing and growing. But Paris is unique because they love archery and they love having us come visit the city. This is in Lamar County at the Love Civic Center. It's going to be midway in May. You're going to want to mark your calendars for this one.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what the Southwest Shootout is.
So it is a Pro-Am format shoot. Like you said, in 2021, that was the last year of the Pro-Am in Paris, Texas. And the event just outgrew the capacity of the facility. So Lamar County, the Lamar County Chamber of Commerce, and its staff is absolutely amazing to archers. The whole city loves archery, or we feel like they do anyway. Whenever we show up and there's signs that say "Welcome Archers," they really just roll out the red carpet.
Every gas station, restaurant, hotel, every one of them has a Welcome Archers banner. It is the red carpet experience if you're
really
into
is.
shooting 3D archery. So tell us about this event. It's got everything that a Pro-Am has, from vendors to a team shoot to a GP, pro practice point shoot down, everything.
Everything. I mean, we have run it. So in 2020, like after the Pro-Am ceased at Paris, Mike Tyrell called Brad whenever he was driving down the road, and he said, "This is what you're going to do." And he challenged us to create an event at the regional level that would run as closely to a Pro-Am as we possibly could make it run. And so we got to work, and we run that shoot just as close to a Pro-Am as we can. 2 20-target competition rounds, the known distance bonus shoot, which is actually in the last 2 years has been put on by Connors State Archery College, their archery team up in Oklahoma. We have a team shoot that was sponsored for the last 2 years by Apollo Bowstrings, local bow maker here in Texas, Randy Duran. And it's just a great time. We've got vendors that come down, lots of good food. On Saturday evening, we have the very infamous?
Yes.
Yeah, infamous.
It's fantastic.
Red River Shootout. We have a shoot that it goes, I think, all the way back on the trophy to 2007, if I remember correctly, or 2008. And it is a team shoot between Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And it is a bragging rights, just fun day.
It's a knockdown, drag out rivalry. Who was the 2025 winner of that shoot?
I can't remember, Neil. Can you refresh my memory?
I think it was those dirty Oklahomans. I really do. Their state director and that dirty mustache he has came down there and just put an absolute whooping on everybody. It was the first time in like 7 or 8 years, at least 6 years, if not 7 or 8, that we'd won. And I didn't have anything to do with it. All my arrows were 8s and 10s, and I think the rest of the team was the one shooting 12s. And the cool part is they get to shoot at the 14 ring, and that's usually something that only the pros get to do. But at the Red River Shootout, we've got them all the way down, hopefully with some kids' classes. We have a lot of our youth and young adult shooters participate in it, but we've got all the way to the master senior class. So it's for everybody, and you get to come be a part of a pro pressure point shoot down. The 14 rings are in play. It is, like I said, it's high risk, high reward. So you want everybody trying to tee off on those 14 rings. You kind of want to pick your shots where you can get them. But at the end of the day, it's us versus Texas versus Arkansas, and it's great because you're all shooting on the stake together, and it's like you really do see. I mean, it's wild. Brad's down there with the microphone, and the scorecards are getting held up just like they do at the Pro-Ams. It's a great event. We're going to try to live stream it again. We were so busy last year, I didn't get to live stream any of it, but I just have to wear a couple different hats at once, and it's like, okay, there's so many things. I'm getting overwhelmed pretty quickly, which has been known to happen a time or two. But it's a great end because you actually have Sunday rounds after that too, and then awards on Sunday. So it's only midway. This is an event you can come down and shoot your rounds. We call it the Friday option. So if you want to shoot Saturday, Sunday, you can do that, or you can also shoot it Friday, Saturday. So depending on your convenience, if you've got church schedule or family activity on Sunday, we kind of try to work around that. But be sure and stick around Saturday night for the Red River shoot down, and then we also do our Western Region ASA Hall of Fame inductions on Friday night. So that's when we get the good barbecue. You get to hear a bunch of speeches where we get to go harass our newly inducted Hall of Fame members, and usually there's some good speeches and some even better food. So
yeah, and we're so fortunate that we've been talking a lot about Texas archery and archery in Texas, but if you're on the border between Texas and Oklahoma, you've got a lot of opportunities to go up into the great state of Oklahoma and shoot with our neighbors because there's a very active ASA program there. Neil is the state director in Oklahoma and has done a lot over the last 2-3 years.
This will be my third year coming up. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so scary.
It's grown so much and so many more active clubs. It's been great. Great to watch.
The new ones are fun because what I found with this, and this is more of a broad point about archery as a whole, people want to come do it, and if you'll just take the time to answer their questions, and they're 90% there when they talk to you, like, okay, my kid's got a bow, he's got this kind of sight and these kind of stabilizers, and what class does he shoot? And they're 95% in. All you got to do is get them across the goal line. They want to come participate. But the hard thing about target archery is that we don't know if do I qualify for this class?
Right.
Do I have to have a membership? Is there someone that can answer the questions? Like, how do I want to, but I don't know how.
Yep.
It's been the biggest thing in growing it. And you have to give people you just give them a little bit of your time, and they take it from there. I mean, you'll see, we've seen kids that have just started and they're state champions in the first year holding a Shooter of the Year buckle or a state championship buckle or anything like that. And it's like, man, a year ago that kid didn't know which end of the bow to hold. So it's been a fantastic couple of years of growing it, not just at a local, but hopefully, at a national level.
Sure.
I don't know when, if, how Oklahoma and Texas being two of the largest ASA Federation states in the country, we got to get us a Pro-Am out here.
I would love it.
We drive 12, 14, 16 hours to all these other ones back east, and I think it's time we get another one. The Paris one was always fantastic, but it only has room for 8 to 10 ranges, whereas a typical Pro-Am, they're setting 14, plus your practice ranges, plus your GPO ranges. So it can only be at so much capacity, but you've got to come down in mid-May for the Southwest Shootout, and that'll let you know if you're ready for a big 2-day shoot or a national level Pro-Am. It's an AMAM, and we do have pros show up to it. We have a pro division, have several of them will show up and shoot in our team shoots like that. I know you've had Rendon Brooks the last couple years being a ringer for the Texas team. So the state directors shoot off as part of the team shoot at the last bit, and Tara was graciously going to pass the baton off to Rendon to be our celebrity.
I was. She was going to be my interim state director.
That was great. First assistant director to the Federation.
Well, I had to look out for my team. I shoot women's pins 40, and Hunter over in Arkansas is in the known pro division, and you're over here in K45.
Oh, you were long bars the first year.
The first year.
First year. You're long bars and lenses back then. We
have a good time. It's a friendly rivalry. There's lots of smack talk and lots of cajoling and poking fun, but it's all in good fun.
See, I'm quiet for 51 weeks out of the year, and then that 1 week of the tournament is when I really ramp it up, and then hopefully we come through with the win, and if not, I get out of town like a scalded bandit.
Wait,
so
you said you're quiet for 51 weeks out of the year. Is that a New Year's resolution this year? What are we doing?
yes, absolutely. I'll just talk smack the week of the Am and for 3 days afterwards.
Okay.
You just be happy the trophy came home. They're like, it has to stay here. I was like, I'll bring it back eventually next year. It's sitting on my mantelpiece right now. I had to cut a skylight out above my fireplace just to give it's like 3.5, 4 foot tall.
It's pretty tall.
It's a hefty target. I almost didn't get it in the back of my car, but we all went out to dinner together. We had people from Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma. We all went out to dinner together, and the best part about it was seeing all the different kids pass it around the table. And I want to take a picture with the trophy. Okay, I want to take a picture with Neil and the trophy. And it was just such a fun thing for everyone to do together, because a few years ago, Oklahoma didn't have that. I mean, they didn't have that presence. I think most of our stakes at the team shoot were empty. It's like, even if the people there hit all 14s, we were mathematically eliminated by the second flight. And it's like, you just got to call people and get them to, hey, can you shoot in this, super senior men's pins, or can you shoot in senior masters known for us? And you just got to fill out the roster and get everybody there and have a few extra people hanging around there. Okay, somebody doesn't show or misses their shooting time.
You're the first alternate.
Yeah, I need you to hop in on short notice. So, stay ready. You're coming in the game, bottom of the 7th. So hang out in the bullpen, that kind of thing. But going back to the ASA, it's a family sport. It doesn't matter if you're 6 or 66 or 76. We have a class for you. It's usually something that, no matter your level of physicality, as long as you can get up and down the trails, I think you're going to have a pretty good time.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to have a bad time shooting a 3D tournament is if you have too much expectations on yourself. If you take yourself too seriously. So tell everybody about who would be your favorite group to shoot with if you could pick anybody out there to be on the stake with you. Who's your top 4 or 5 people?
Gosh, well, I really enjoy shooting with my women's pins 40 ladies. They're a lot of fun. You have your friend, so Jennifer Brooks, Alicia Beck, Sherry Mackey, Rebecca, Lori. If we were all in a group together, we'd be in trouble.
That'd be fun. It might be. It could be a 4-hour day. It could be a 5 or a 6-hour day. And you don't realize how much fun you're having out there. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's been 5 hours and we've got 2 targets to go. So it's like, yeah, but you're having a great time. You're spending time with friends, and they really do become like your archery family over the course of a few short years.
Absolutely. Who would you shoot with, Neil?
Me in a group of 4 or 5. Oh man, let's see. Johnny Kemp, for sure. Bryce Talley out of Summit Bowstrings. Let me see. Trenton Cooper out of Kansas, because I just think he's a hoot and I like messing with him. And let's see, Steve Wingo. That'd be my group of 5. Together.
There's trouble right there.
That's why I know.
There's trouble right there.
100%. Because you got to have the guy, because I'm the one that I'm a nervous talker. I'm trying to not be in my own head and practice good mental management. So I talk, I joke, I ha-ha, and I try to encourage my shooters. Like, I know they're competing against me, but I want them to have their best day if I have a better day. Like, I don't want to win because you had your worst day.
Right.
I want to win. You're at your best, I'm at my best, and we just go out there blow for blow, like the heavyweight title of the world.
Yep.
And, half of the time I'm coaching them up. Come on, strong shot. You got 19 down, you got 1 to go. You're having a great day. I want you to get up there, put a strong shot on it, finish her off clean. And they're like, why is this guy so, why is he like this all the time? Like, why? It's just like, he's just that way. I'm sorry. If you've never shot with him, we'll apologize in advance. And people will say that. Like, I got done with a big national tournament up in Indiana one time. And my buddy, his name's Matt Pollock. He's a known pro shooter now. He goes, Neil, I'm going to be really honest with you. At the beginning of this, I was very nervous that you were going to be this amped up for all 2 days of this tournament. But you really just kept bebopping along, and, you kept us going, and we all had fun, and I'm not scared of you anymore. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm just happy to be here.
Well, speaking of bebopping along, we have bebopped along all the way through this round.
This was the full 20 rounds.
This was the full round. I'm going to sign off here, but before I do, I want to say thanks to Neil for coming down to Oklahoma, or from Oklahoma, to hang out with us, and thanks again to the Ranching and Wildlife Committee.
Hi, Mom.
Thanks to Raising an Archer for providing us with this great live stream coverage, and we've got one more end for today, and then we finish up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to go on about a 30 or 40-minute break. We're going to be right back here for the 3 p.m. line. We're going to let Tara get off of here and go help coordinate the running of the tournament. Thanks for sitting in with us. We'll see you back hopefully once the 3 p.m. line gets going, and we'll talk a little bit more archery right back here on Raising an Archer.
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Let's go back to the days, down memory lane. Back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So, hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Sun going down, living the dream. Everything's clear, but the lines are the freeway. Let's do it again, like back in the day. Nothing can stop us from living the feeling. Hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day, good day.
Slim, man. Yeah. I'm at a rare tip. Tell them all just stand down to the cup goal and the stands clear. I've been out running top gunning competition, they know who the man here. I can never fail, I can never fall, counted up without a cashier. And last year was real 25, I'm a fast on they heels. Built the last, never last up the gear. Hit the gas, I'ma mash till a meal. I can't be lacking till it's sealed, cause they too extravagant to chill. I ain't missing no games, road game, watch me bring it home. I lost a couple out here, it's a cold game, but I bounced back from it strong. We had it locked in for they known. It ain't no top 10, I'm the throne. This how you elevated without selling out. I kept it true to me, ain't never tested clock. Now they like, who is he? Who am I? Never tired of running through a knot. Breaking pressure if you knew or not, cause I can never settle for another spot. Up the level, I'ma make it hot, but I never sweat them. Know they wanna see a king down to his knees, please, I never let them. This is destiny and I rise every time. All of the odds I defy. They say the eyes never lie. Well, look in the mind, see the prize. Ball hard, no lesser. This dry mind, no Tesla. This whip glide like Dressler. Full court, I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring. Know that did it this big, I ain't show it like the rich did. Eating bread like the rich kids, sending headshots and getting gigs. I've been on the run for some months, you know I ain't stopping, they can see it. Vicious with the pen in they mid, could probably kill them all off the lid. This how the pastor act, you get no pass for that. Records my name in the books, you chasing the goal, probably give you a panic attack. Don't need no hand, I don't handling that. Look like they brought Mr. Innocent back. Yeah, I'm the one send them scrambling back. Don't got a thumbnail, I'm still on attack. Don't let them win in my head, I'm repeat so my focus the camera can snap. We won't go back to no ramen, boy, I got it, yeah, I need platters and napkins and laps. I got that dope, you gon' have to relapse. Who want this smoke, I put pass in the air. Rock out a show, had their hands in the air with my folks in the cut, it's a family affair. I understand why they doubted this line of profession. Don't have too many succeed, but I'm gon' come back with a diamond, you bring that pressure to me.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. No way back, we can slow it down. Feel the heat as it pulls us out. On the edge, yeah, we touch the flames. Hold your breath and count to 10. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I'm in love with the Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
When the lights are out and you stumble in the dark, you kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you.
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. To the days down memory lane, back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Sun going down, living the dream. Everything's clear, but the lines are the freeway. We'll do it again, like back in the day. Nothing can stop us from living the feeling. Hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day, good day.
Slim, man. Yeah. I'm at a rare tip. Tell them all just stand down to the cup goal and the stands clear. I've been out running, top gunning competition, they know who the man here. I can never fail, I can never fall, counted up without a cashier. And last year was real, 25, I'm a fast on they heels. Built the last, never last up the gear, hit the gas, I'ma mash till a meal. I can't be lacking till it's sealed, cause they too extravagant to chill. I ain't missing no games, road game, watch me bring it home. I lost a couple out here, it's a cold game, but I bounced back from it strong. We had it locked in before they known. It ain't no top 10, I'm the throne. This how you elevated without selling out. I kept it true to me, ain't never testing clock. Now they like, who is he? Who am I? Never tired of running through a knot. Bringing pressure if you knew or not, cause I could never settle for another spot. Up the level, I'ma make it hot, but I never sweat them. No, they wanna see a king down to his knees. Please, I never let them. This is destiny and I rise every time. All of the odds I defy. They say the eyes never lie. But look in the mind, see the prize. Ball hard, no lesser. This dry mind, no Tesla. This whip glide like Dressler. Full court, I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. this big, I ain't show it like the rich did. Eating bread like the rich kids, sending headshots and getting gigs. I've been on the run for some months, you know I ain't stopping, they can see it. Bitches with the pen in they mid, could probably kill them all off the lid. This how the pastor act, you get no pass for that. Records my name in the books, you chasing the goal, probably give you a panic attack. Don't need no hand, I don't handling that. Look like they brought Mr. Innocent back. Yeah, I'm the one send them scrambling back. Don't got a thumbnail, I'm still on attack. Don't let them win in my head and repeat so my focus a camera can snap. We won't go back to no ramen, boy, I got it, I need platters and napkins and laps. I got that dope, you gon' have to relapse. Who want this smoke, I put packs in the air. Rock out a show, had their hands in the air with my folks in the cut, it's a family affair. I understand why they doubted this line of profession. Don't have too many succeed, but I'm gon' come back with a diamond, you bring that pressure to me.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. No way back, we can slow it down. Feel the heat as it pulls us out. On the edge, yeah, we touch the flames. Hold your breath and count to 10. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I'm in love with Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
And the lights are out, you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life is lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Let's go back to the days, down memory lane. Back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So, hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Sun going down, living the dream. Everything's clear, but the lines are the freeway. Let's do it again, like back in the day. Nothing can stop us from living the feeling. Hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good feeling. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day, good day.
Slim, man. Yeah. I'm at a rap tip. Tell them all just stand down to the cup goal and the stands clear. I've been out running top gunning competition, they know who the man here. I can never fail, I can never fall, counted up without a cashier. And last year was real 25, I'm a fast on they heels. Built the last, never last up the gear, hit the gas, I'm a mash till a meal. I can't be lacking till it's sealed, cause they too extravagant to chill. I ain't missing no games, road game, watch me bring it home. I lost a couple out here, this a cold game, but I bounced back from it strong. We had it locked in before they known. It ain't no top 10, I'm the throne. This how you elevated without selling out. I kept it true to me, ain't never tested clock. Now they like, who is he? Who am I? Never tired of running through a knot. Breaking pressure if you knew or not, cause I can never settle for another spot. Up the level, I'ma make it hot, but I never sweat them. Know they wanna see a king down to his knees, please, I never let them. This is destiny and I rise every time. All of the odds I defy. They say the eyes never lie. But look in the mind, see the prize. Ball hard, no lesser. This dry mind, no Tesla. This whip glide like Dressler. Full court, I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. know they did it this big. I ain't show it like the rich did. Eating bread like the rich kids. Sending headshots and getting gigs. I've been on the run for some months. You know I ain't stopping, they can see it. Vicious with the pen in they mid. Could probably kill them all off the lid. This how the pastor act. You get no pass for that. Records my name in the books. You chasing the goal, probably give you a panic attack. Don't need no hand, I don't handling that. Look like they brought Mr. Innocent back. Yeah, I'm the one send them scrambling back. Don't got a thumbnail, I'm still on attack. Don't let them win in my head and repeat so my focus the camera can snap. We won't go back to no ramen, boy, I got it. I need platters and napkins and laps. I got that dope, you gon' have to relapse. Who want this smoke, I put packs in the air. Rock out a show, had their hands in the air with my folks in the cut, it's a family affair. I understand why they doubted this line of profession. Don't have too many succeed, but I'm gon' come back with a diamond. You bring that pressure to me.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come near before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. No way back, we can slow it down. Feel the heat as it pulls us out. On the edge, yeah, we touch the flames. Hold your breath and count to 10. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I'm in love with the Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. To the days, down memory lane. Back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So, hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Living the dream, everything's clear, but the lines are the freeway. We'll do it again, like back in the day. Nothing can stop us from living the feeling. Hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day, good day.
Slim, man. Yeah. I'm at a rare tip. Tell them all just stand down to the cup goal and the stands clear. I've been out running, top gunning competition, they know who the man here. I can never fail, I can never fall, counted up without a cashier. And last year was real, 25, I'm a fast on their heels. Built the last, never last up the gear, hit the gas, I'ma mash till a meal. I can't be lacking till it's sealed, cause this too extravagant to chill. I ain't missing no games, road game, watch me bring it home. I lost a couple out here, it's a cold game, but I bounced back from it strong. We had it locked in before they known. It ain't no top 10, I'm the throne. This how you elevate it without selling out. I kept it true to me, ain't never chasing clock. Now they like, who is he? Who am I? Never tired of running through a knot. Breaking pressure if you knew or not, cause I could never settle for another spot. Up the level, I'ma make it hot, but I never sweat them. No, they wanna see a king down to his knees. Please, I never let them. This is destiny and I rise every time. All of the odds I defy. They say the eyes never lie. But look in the mind, see the prize. Ball hard, no lesser. This dry mind, no Tesla. This whip glide like Dressler. Full court, I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. vibrate. Who you know done did it this big? I ain't show it like the rich did. Eating bread like the rich kids, sending headshots and getting gigs. I've been on the run for some months. You know I ain't stopping, they can see it. Vicious with the pen in they mid, could probably kill them all off the lid. This how the pastor act, you get no pass for that. Records my name in the books, you chasing the goal, probably give you a panic attack. Don't need no hand, I don't handling that. Look like they brought Mr. Innocent back. Yeah, I'm the one send them scrambling back. Don't got a thumbnail, I'm still on attack. Don't let them win in my head and repeat so my focus the camera can snap. We won't go back to no ramming, boy, I got it, yeah, I need platters and napkins and laps. I got that dope, you gon' have to relapse. Who want this smoke, I put packs in the air. Rock out a show, had their hands in the air with my folks in the cut, it's a family affair. I understand why they doubted this line of profession. Don't have too many succeed, but I'm gon' come back with a diamond. You bring that pressure to me.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. No way back, we can slow it down. Feel the heat as it pulls us out. On the edge, yeah, we touch the flames. Hold your breath and count to 10. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I'm in love with the Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we played together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we played together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Let's go back to the days, down memory lane. Back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So, hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we played together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we played together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Sun going down, living the dream. Everything's clear, but the lines are the freeway. Let's do it again, like back in the day. Nothing can stop us from living the feeling. Hey, I just wanna touch your vibe. I just wanna touch your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we played together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move through songs we played together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day, good day.
Slim, man. Yeah. I'm at a rap tip. Tell them all just stand down to the cup goal and the stands clear. I've been out running Top Gun in competition, they know who the man here. I can never fail, I can never fall, counted up without a cashier. And last year was real 25, I'm a fast on they heels. Built the last, never last up the gear, hit the gas, I'ma mash till a meal. I can't be lacking till it's sealed, cause this too extravagant to chill. I ain't missing no games, road game, watch me bring it home. I lost a couple out here, this a cold game, but I bounced back from it strong. We had it locked in for they known. It ain't no top 10, I'm the throne. This how you elevated without selling out. I kept it true to me, ain't never tested clock. Now they like, who is he? Who am I? Never tired of running through a night. Breaking pressure if you knew or not, cause I can never settle for another spot. Up the level, I'ma make it hot, but I never sweat them. No, they wanna see a king down to his knees. Please, I never let them. This is destiny and I rise every time. All of the odds I defy. They say the eyes never lie. But look in the mind, see the prize. Ball hard, no lesser. This dry mind, no Tesla. This whip glide like Dressler. Full court, I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. I bring pressure. know they did it this big. I ain't show it like the rich did. Eating bread like the rich kids. Sending headshots and getting gigs. I've been on the run for some months. You know I ain't stopping, they can see it. Vicious with the pen in they mid. Could probably kill them all off the lid. This how the pastor act. You get no pass for that. Records my name in the books. You chasing the goal, probably give you a panic attack. Don't need no hand, I don't handling that. Look like they brought Mr. Innocent back. Yeah, I'm the one send them scrambling back. Don't got a thumbnail, I'm still on attack. Don't let them win in my head. I'm repeat so my focus the camera can snap. We won't go back to no ramen, boy. I got it. I need platters and napkins and laps. I got that dope, you gon' have to relapse. Who want this smoke? I put pass in the air. Rock out a show, had their hands in the air with my folks in the cut. It's a family affair. I understand why they doubted this line of profession. Don't have too many succeed, but I'm gon' come back with a diamond. You bring that pressure to me.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come near before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come near before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. No way back, we can slow it down. Feel the heat as it pulls us out. On the edge, yeah, we touch the flames. Hold your breath and count to 10. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come near before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I can feel the rise, hold on tight. I'm in love with the Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come near before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
And the lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than
We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Let's go back to the days, down memory lane. Back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again. My mind was...
Welcome back, everybody. This is the 3 p.m. qualification line. This is the last line of qualification on Saturday. We are live from the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. We're down here at the NRG Center in Houston, Texas, shooting indoor 3D. Big shout out to the Houston Livestock and Rodeo and the Ranchers and Wildlife Committee for putting this event on. We've got over 500 archers that are going to be competing for over $140,000 worth of scholarship prize money. They're going to be winning belt buckles. They're going to be winning a large bronze trophy, and each of them will also receive a lifetime hunting and fishing license for the state of Texas. So mark your calendars next year. This is an event that if you have youngsters between the ages of 8 and 18 and are residents of Texas that shoot archery, this is an event that you want to keep an eye out for. This is technically our 2026 Houston Livestock and Rodeo archery competition. We plan to be back next year. We don't have dates for that yet, but it is an event that has grown every single year. We're going to show you just a quick look at the schedule for the rest of the weekend. This is our last Saturday line. We're going to be right back here on the Raising an Archer podcast with the 8 a.m. qualification for Sunday morning, and then is when the action really starts, because after that we're going to have a live shoot down starting roughly at 11 a.m. for all the classes that have 15 or more participants. At the same time as we're doing this, we're also going to have a paper archery tournament happening in the same venue just across the hall. So they are busy right now shooting their 1 p.m. paper tournament qualification. They'll have another 8 a.m. qualification tomorrow morning, and then their elimination rounds will be at 1. You can catch both of these live streams on the Raising an Archer podcast YouTube channel. We'll have both of them simultaneously broadcasted, as well as the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Exhibitioners page. So there's a couple different places you can check it out. If you've got one of your young archers on the line for this time, tag your friends, tag your family members, hit that like and share button. So we're gonna transition you over to the action. They've just called Shoot 'em Up. We've got our 3 o'clock line archers, and we're going to give you just a little bit of a breakdown for what they're doing. So you see quite a bit of distance between it. That's because we have 4 ranges set inside here. The max distance for each of those is 20, 25, 30, and 40 yards. So you'll see some space between these different groups of archers. They are basically broken up into age classes between 8 and 10, 11 to 13, and 14 to 18. This is for high school and underaged student athletes, and you can be part of any governing body of archery. We've got students here that shoot 4-H, FFA, USA Archery, NFAA Archery, ASA Archery, all these different organizations. We've got a lot of NASP school programs, so you'll even see some kids shooting Genesis. Beyond that, we break them down based on if they're shooting a recurve, be it barebow style or Olympic recurve, and then we also have divisions for pins setups for fixed pins with short stabilizers. We also have an open division for the long stabilizers and lenses. You'll see some of these archers have the big long bars on the front of their bow, and some of them will have short bars. We only want you to compete against archers that are in your similar age range as well as equipment range. So it's not a hard sport to get into. It is a little tricky if you've never done it. So drop us a comment, or if you're in the Houston area, come on down today or tomorrow. You can see on the screen we've got a whole bunch of bleachers for our family and our spectators to come be a part of this. If you've never seen archery, it can look a little bit different, but these kids are out there learning a life skill and crafting their sport. They've done a whole bunch of work to be prepared for this, and they're giving out as prize money over $140,000 to these kids. So I think your winners of each division will take home about $750, as well as some other great prizes. So this is a fantastic shoot. If you've never tried archery before, this is something that you want to be at next year for sure. Get a live look on our archers. A lot of them are wearing shooters jerseys with, like, that looks like a 4-H jersey with the clover leaf there with an archery target mixed in. Most of them will have their last name on the back, first name on the front. Some of them are sleeved. Some of them are collared jerseys. They're all a little bit different, but they'll have their state flags, even some of their local pro shops or local teams on there, and even some equipment sponsors. A lot of these archers are actually staff shooters for some of these bow manufacturers, arrow manufacturers. All these different organizations in archery can put youth and young adult archers on their staff shooting programs, not only to help them financially go to all these tournaments across the state and across the country, but also to support them with equipment as well. Biggest thing we want to say is thank you again to the Ranching and Wildlife Committee for being here. They've got a great set of volunteers that have all come together. I think we almost have a volunteer for every 2 archers. So like I mentioned earlier, we've got 531 archers across the 3D and the paper tournament. The last time I checked the numbers, that's not an exact number, but over 530 archers across the 2 disciplines. And they're all coming here to compete against one another for not only scholarship prizes, but a lifetime hunting and fishing license, a belt buckle, and a very large bronze plaque. I wish we would have had one here to show you guys, but it is substantially sized. It's probably 25 or 30 pounds if you grab this thing. It is hefty, to say the least, Texas sized, if you will. So it is open to any resident, high school aged and younger, from 8 to 18, Texas young archers. So several sanctioning bodies, and the classes for each of those organizations is a little bit different. So make sure you do your homework ahead of time. There's different classes. You might fall into one or the other based on your age or your equipment, but there's a lot of people here that are willing to help you figure that out. We like first timers, and we love sharing this sport with you people that haven't been introduced to archery yet. So if you're on the fence, or if you think your kid might have an interest in it, come on down here, drop us a comment. We're going to circle back later and try to address all of your questions. If there's anything, it's like, hey, I think this might be a good fit for my kid. It is a family sport. All these organizations that we've talked about have age classes, some of them down to 6 to 8 at the ASA is the youngest class, and we actually have one that is 8 for ages 75 and older, and everything in between. So there's a place for you to come try out archery. We're going to have pardon me, we're going to have a couple of guest co-hosts come sit in with us on this last line of qualification, and they're going to explain to you all the opportunities for a young archer. Not only is there scholarship opportunities before they get to college, we've also got some members here of some collegiate teams that have been previous winners of this event. So that's going to be a great thing that you want to get your kids involved in at a young age, because it gives them a sport to come and grow into. Like, this is something that they can not only learn a skill and learn a lot of life lessons, but make a lot of great friends, potentially even get into a college program where they can be student athletes, as we refer to them. Not athlete students, but student athletes. So real quick, I want to welcome back to the broadcast booth. This is Miss Nadia Profit. She is a past winner of this tournament and a freshman at Texas A&M University. How are you, Dave?
I am very good. A little tired from this morning. I was a little bit more energetic. I am kind of tired now, just being with the kids. It's a weird feeling not shooting, just being at the tournament all day, and you're so used to like shooting and having things to do. Right now, you're kind of just picking at your nails, just waiting for someone to call you to call an arrow. But super good. It's exciting to be back.
Exciting to be back. So last year you shot in not one but two divisions and walked away with a whole bunch of money at this tournament.
I did. I shot compound open and then compound fixed pins.
There you go. And you shot both the 3D and the paper side of the tournament.
Correct. For the 3D, I shot the compound open and fixed pins, but for the paper, I only shot one just because the timing was not there.
Not conducive. It could be a long 3 days, three line times.
I actually thought about doing NASPO last year as well, but again, timing was just not there. I would have wanted to take away a bunch of medals, but it just was not there.
Yeah, it can be tricky, especially switching between bow to bow. So Nadia has shot indoor archery as well as 3D archery, and she is now a member of the Texas A&M collegiate archery team.
Hey.
I think you're supposed to say gig 'em, right?
Yes,
is that the local thing?
It is. It's like thanks and gig 'em. But for 2029, I'm a freshman, so my Wildcat call is A, because I can't say the W word yet.
There you go. So you just got back this past weekend from Collegiate Nationals. That's an ASA, S3DA, ASA?
So it's ASA ran, but also USA basically just takes the name of it.
Okay. And that was in Foley, Alabama. It was your first year competing at the collegiate level. Tell everybody how you did.
So I did super good. The first day was a little rough, but I came back and I shot 42 up for the whole weekend, placing me first for the shoot downs. And then after that, I got to the shoot down, and it's crazy. I didn't think pots and pans would be pulled out at a national tournament for a shoot down, but they were. I had about 300 people screaming at me at the same time, and I honestly just blacked out. But I ended up third overall for individuals and first place with Sawyer Sullivan for team mixed.
That is a great teammate to draw.
Did
you have to rank each other within the A&M program to be the A team, or was it a random draw? How did that work out?
So basically they take the best female out of the team. So I was the best female for compound, and then they take the best male for compound.
Okay.
So we were 104 points up. So
wow.
out of you're 20 up, whatever, we were 104. Leading us, we had a 30-point lead, and I know. So first place was 104, which was us, and then the second place was I don't know, I think it was 70-something. So we had a 30-point lead on them.
That's insane.
And I wish we would have been able to shoot down, but it just goes by qualification round, so we automatically got first.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on the mixed team collegiate championship. I know that's going to be great for the resume.
Yes.
So for everybody else out there that's not familiar with 3D archery, let's walk them through what they're doing out here today. We're going to have a 20-target qualification round. These archers are going to shoot 4 targets at a time. So let's talk a little bit about the scoring. For anybody at home that's not familiar, let's see if we can show you a close-up of one of these targets just to show you what the rings look like, because the challenge for these archers is not necessarily can you shoot to hit the rings, but can you see them as well.
Correct.
So these are young archers. They've got great eyes. They're also very talented. So we're going to zoom in here and show you what one of these targets actually looks like. We're going to look at, is this the hill country deer or is this the alert? I can't tell. It's one of the white-tailed deer.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Well, they got rid of one. I know the bedded buck, the doe is another one. The grazing doe, the bedded buck, and I think this is the hill country. So as you can see there's 3 little quarter-sized rings inside that inner circle. Those are going to be your 12 rings. The upper and lower 12 ring are both in play for this competition. Outside of that is a 4.5-inch ring in diameter. That's going to be your 10 ring. So on a 20-target round, we consider par in this game a score of 200 out of 200. If you shoot 202, we call that 2 up. If you shoot a 204, you're 4 up. Unfortunately for some of us, mostly me, you're not always at that 200 mark because the lung line is going to be considered an 8, and anything outside the 8 ring is going to be considered a 5. So you could shoot a 195 out of 200 and be 5 down. I know that doesn't happen to you very often, but for the rest of us mere mortals, it is something that
I was there at one point.
it does tend to happen. So we're going to see all throughout the day, we're going to be calling arrows. The scoring format is as such. The arrow only has to touch the line to gain the higher value point. So as we're watching these archers, the strategy of ASA is very difficult because you're shooting at bonus rings that are at the edge of the 10 ring, and that can be very nerve-wracking for an archer at full draw.
And I want to point something out. I like how you said it's not if you can shoot at it, it's if you can see it. And a lot of these archers might have not ever shot 3D before, but might have hunted. So if you're actually looking at a normal ASA target, most of the time a kill shot is not a 12 ring.
Yep.
Usually it's like higher up and farther back into more of like mid sections. So that's another thing with these bow hunter setups. It's sometimes if they don't know where their 12's at, they might be saying that was a good kill shot, but it could have been an 8 or a 5 because of that.
Yes, you really do. And you'll see the archers will not only range the target before each one because they are at varying distances, but they all usually also carry binoculars, so they'll glass the target before they shoot to pick a good spot or look for an aiming reference. They'll also glass afterwards to see their handiwork and see if it was a good arrow or a bad arrow.
If it worked out for them.
Yes, 100%. So the strategy here, because they are at varying distances and you have varying degrees of visibility, you have to have what we call course management. And basically you pick some shots that you really got to go at them hard, and then you have some others that it's a little more risky, like a max distance target for our high school group would be 40 yards here. You shoot at the 45-yard class in your organization. So a 40-yard target, you might want to see an archer shoot a center 10 because it's a little bit safer, minimize the risk. But if it's a close target at 25 yards, you can really see them try to aim right at those 12 rings. So we're going to show you that deer again and look at this arrow on it. And if you'll see that, we're going to squint at that screen. It's a little bit low. It might have a chance at the 8 line down there. Possibly. It might be just a little bit low for a 5. So that archer is going to walk, once they shoot their group of 4 targets, they're going to all walk down there together as a group with the official scorers, and they're going to basically interpret these targets and see if that arrow caught that line or not. So one more time, just for clarification, you only have to touch the line to get that 8 on that one. So there's another arrow in it that's going to be a little bit to the right, probably also for another 8, which looks to be just outside that 10 ring. So we have a lot of great lighting in here, but it does kind of wash out once you get to full draw.
And are you the Oklahoma ASA director, correct?
Correct.
So I have a question, and I think it's a lot of like back and forth. So I know when I used to shoot like maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the targets used to be more squishy. So that's whenever like the challenge was, is it pulling the line or touching the line? And I feel like the targets are a lot more harder now. So it's really, you have to physically touch that line to be in. And that's why the rule is you have to touch it because you're not able to really pull it anymore.
Yes, that is a great point of clarification. Because these targets are foam, or they are rubberized foam, the lines can distort. So if you put an arrow in and it goes in that target 3, 4, 5 inches, it's going to pull that line. You still have to see it physically touch the shaft. It's a lot easier if you're like Nadia and you can just put it in the middle of the bonus ring. That's always a lot safer. But for the rest of us, sometimes it's what we call a liner, or a very close call is what we would consider that. So the targets do distort a little bit, and these are Delta McKenzie targets. This is the 20 official ASA targets that are shot. Basically every couple of years. See, that arrow that we're seeing there is going to be just the high arrow is going to be just to the left of that 8 line. I don't think that's going to catch an 8. That's probably going to be scored a 5. And that's why they call me Nickel Neil. It's been the nickname that stuck all these years, despite my best efforts to avoid that. It happens to the best of them, and these archers, you're going to see those arrows happen, but there's 20 targets to make up that
Right.
ground. So a single target cannot win or lose you this event. So you've got 19 more that you can put your best arrow down and still come out on top. I think that's one of the best things about 3D.
I agree. You can gain points. Even if you have a 5, technically, I mean, that's only 3 12s to make up, and you have 20 targets in total. So 3 12s, yes, it's a lot. It puts you behind, but you're also still able to make it up. It is possible.
It's when you have an odd number is when you know they shot a nickel. So you're 2 up.
Everyone knows,
Yep.
unless you shoot 2 of them.
Unless you shoot
Unless
2.
you shoot 2,
Yep.
and then you're just 10 up when you're supposed to be 20 up.
That's one way.
That would be possible.
That is one way to do it. So a point of clarification for everybody watching at home: you can track the live scores on the Eyes on Score app. You'll see them in real time for the paper targets. Those are happening across the hall. You can also see that broadcast live simultaneously. The 3D scores will not be posted live until the conclusion of qualifying rounds, and the reason for that is so we don't give any archers that shoot later a strategic advantage against an archer that shot an earlier line.
I agree. And just the way that they have it is like anyone, if you have a score, basically it just makes it harder. There's advantages and there are disadvantages to that. You can come in knowing someone shot 16 up and go for all of them, and then they're not shooting their average because they're trying to hit the 12. Or opposite is they're going for all the 12s, not worrying about it, and now they shoot 18 up, beating you out just because they knew that score.
Exactly. You don't want to tell anybody what your score is until it's all said and done, because you don't want to put a target on your back.
And that's just so funny to say, because for ASAs, I do the same thing. Like, has anyone ever came up to you and you're like, oh, how'd you shoot? And you're like, I shot good. But you don't want to say a score because you never know. You still have a whole nother 20 rounds to shoot. So
Yeah.
you're not going to shoot that score.
Some people are very open with it. I shot 20 up, and then you say, great job, man. That's a heck of a round. Congratulations. Other people say, it was a good day. It was a good day.
That's
strong round.
me. If I say it's a good day, you probably should be questioning yourself right now.
And I just lie to them. I say, man, I shot 30 up. They're like, no, you didn't. I said, wait and find out. You're going to have to wait 2 days. You're going to have to wait and see.
Hey, I might do that. I might do that one day.
It's all gamesmanship. It's a
Yep.
mental management. I'm just managing their emotions, not mine. Because I know I'm the greatest to ever do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's everyone else just has to learn that.
Yeah,
and they're
see?
like, you were 12 down. What happened? It's like, 2 nickels and an 8. Other than that, it was
I had
pretty
10
average.
12s. I mean, what more did you want from me?
You've been looking at my Pro-Am scores. I can tell. Yeah, I think Metropolis, I'd shot like 11 or 12 12s and was 8 up. They're like, how did you manage that many 12s? And I was like, 2 nickels and 2 8s, man.
Easy.
Yeah, you shoot a 12 and just 2 targets later, you give it right back.
Yep.
So there's a lot of course management that goes into this, and this really speaks volumes to our young archers that are out here participating, because they're not only managing their emotions and their equipment while trying to break good arrows, they're also trying to be competitive with everyone else, and they don't know what the number to beat is.
Right. And it's just hard to see, as someone that, I mean, I've shot for 10 years, it's hard to see people get really hard on themselves, because I was in the same boat. If I would shoot a bad shot, like, they're in their first round, they shoot a bad shot, and they're already, like, upset, or, like, really just, they bury themselves in this hole that they could break out of super quick, but it's all mentality. I mean, if you don't, every arrow is different. Every arrow is a new arrow. So if you don't get out of that, it's just so hard to break out of it. And I know I've been through that so many times too.
It's very, very mentally straining. So today, because they're shooting targets in groups of 4, we're going to get through 20 targets in about an hour and 10 minutes.
I wish every ASA was
Wouldn't
like that.
that be great? It takes between 3 and 4 hours generally
Yes.
when we're out, because this is typically an outdoor sport, and we shoot 1 target at a time as a group, score the arrow, return to the trail, proceed to the next target. So this is like what's it called? Like a hyper fast round.
Yeah.
This is like a bonus round fast. So they're shooting 4 at once over 5, broken up into 5 groups. So it will make a lot of good time today, and it also helps us filter through, like I said, over 500 archers through this event. So tell everybody out there, if they haven't ever tried tournament archery or 3D archery, what's the best advantage to coming out and giving it a try?
Okay, so I would say there's actually so many advantages. One of them is if I've never shot a 3D tournament, it makes you better. I've noticed that shooting 3D has made me better just shooting 20 yards indoors, because you're shooting longer distances. So when you go from shooting 40 yards all the time and then you go to an indoor tournament and you shoot and you could see the X, you're shooting only 20 yards, you start to say, oh, I can hit a 12 at 20 yards, so I can hit this at 20 yards. I've noticed my scores drastically increased just by this year in USA Archery scores by almost 10 points, just because I've shot so much 3D. Another thing I want to point out is maybe you're a little bit more advanced and you want to take this to a whole nother level and you're like, man, do I really need to do 3D? Yes. The answer will always be yes, but shoot downs. This tournament has shoot downs, and I've never been able to experience a shoot down like this before, and I'm so glad that they're putting it into the youth, because when they go to the next step higher and they maybe go pro or go collegiately, they're already going to have that experience.
Yes.
So that is so good for pressure. I will always say pressure makes diamonds, and it does. Pressure will make you better, and that's how you get better.
It is incredibly nerve-wracking, and what we're talking about is these archers will shoot their first 20 targets, and they'll qualify scores. We're going to have live shoot-downs after this, and all of a sudden, that's when the nerves come in. Maybe your bow's a little shaky, maybe you're second-guessing that release going off, or you're overly criticizing, you're over-aiming, you're trying to deal with the adrenaline, the nervousness, the shakes. Everything comes out when the pressure is on. So we're going to see these archers really be put to the test at 11 a.m. tomorrow for our divisions that had 15 or more entries in them.
Yeah, and like I said, sorry, we have Brad talking. If we have young kids, so if they do this, let's just say for the next 4 years, will they have by senior year or by year 2, by year 3, they're so used to that pressure that maybe when they get to collegiates and they go to nationals for a shoot down, they're like, this ain't nothing. Like, I've been shooting shoot down since I was a freshman in high school. So that's a super fun thing. And I would rather, let's just say, make mistakes on a tournament that maybe might not be so big than make mistakes on a national or a pro division or those things like that. But you're still shooting really good shots, so shoot downs really do matter with pressure and to make you better.
It's a great environment for kids who can learn to succeed, and they can also learn to fail at the same time, because you're surrounded by your friends, you're surrounded by your competitors, and we pick each other up. And I think that's the biggest benefit to shooting tournament archery is no one's out there trying to get in your head to where you have a bad day. Like if I'm competing on the stake because we peer group. So
Right.
Whoever's in my group is probably someone that I'm shooting against them and they're shooting against me. But as a competitor, I'm going to encourage them through each one of these targets, because if I beat you at the end of the day, I want it to be because you had a really good day. I don't want it to be because your string had an
Right.
issue or your bow had an issue or you made a mental mistake. And
I agree.
that was what caused you to come in second, third, or fourth place. Like, to be truly the best and to be proud of winning, you have to beat everybody when they're on their A game. And
I could not agree with you so much more. I've had times where I've won by 30 points out of just a state tournament, and nothing makes you better than you're going head to head every arrow, because that's putting not only you but the others around you into that group to say, okay, now we have to be the best and we have to prove like we're shooting against each other now. And that pressure gets to you, but you both know that y'all are when you win, you're winning because you actually won,
Yes.
not because it was luck.
And you can teach these kids that skill from a very young age. The youngest they can be here is 8 years old. I believe that's when
That is crazy.
4-H archery starts. The ASA, our youngest division, is actually ages 6 to 8 years old. Those are called the Junior Eagles, and these kids are really amazing. They're very much like miniature professionals. They look exactly like the pros. Their bows look like the pros. They're just a little bit smaller. So you see these kids out there, and they are poised, they are disciplined, and they're really just trying to work on their game and put into practice what they've been working on up until the big tournament. So Talk to us about what a typical season of 3D looks like. We've got local events and we've got national events. If somebody out there listening is not familiar with an ASA season, give them a little breakdown about how the season flows.
Okay, perfect. So in Texas, we have national events going around, and then of course the nation. But we also have ASA local events. So we start, I would say, February is kind of when I usually start getting into it. But we do start in January.
Yep, there'll be an indoor shoot just like this one in Paris this year. I think next to last weekend of January. You can find information for that on the Texas ASA Federation Facebook group and page and TexasASAFederation.com. So that's Tara Timmerman, and we might get her on here in a little bit. She's been our co-host with us all weekend long. She's busy running the score tabulations right now. So if you have any questions out there, Tara Timmerman is your Texas State ASA Federation Director. They can answer all your questions. They're going to put out a schedule on November 1st of this year, and that'll have all the tournaments across the state in Texas for 2026. So end of January all the way through the end of July, sprinkled in, and it's across the entire state.
Right. So I would start in January, so I would most likely be going to that tournament. One thing with me is I always want to shoot a class higher than what I do. So I won out of 40 this year, but I was shooting 45 since I technically won out of 40 for state. So state-wise, I was shooting 45. Nationally, I was shooting 40. And I think that makes you better, just shooting the longer distances, because then you get down to a 40-yard class and you're like, oh, well, I haven't shot this one all year. But I would go, usually I try to go to one every weekend. So we have local shoots everywhere close to me. Either if it's not close and it's an hour, hour and a half, they try to do it to where you have not too far of a drive. So max 2 hours. So you're driving, you're getting around in, and I'm just practicing. And I'm not practicing to be the best in the state. I have a higher level and expectation for myself. So those practices is me learning for nationals. I'm taking everything that I'm doing and I'm learning it for nationals, because you can only practice, I think, like competing is the best way to practice. Yes. And that would be it. So for 3D, my practice would not just be in the backyard, which obviously I do that every day. I practice in the backyard, getting my shots, but it's actually going to those local tournaments to practice for nationals, because that's what's going to make you better.
And just to piggyback off of that, I tell people all the time, we've got practice bags. You get to warm up, you get to sight in your bow. And if you're not sure exactly how to tune or adjust your bow, you've got maybe 100 or more people there that would gladly take the time and say, hey, I'm a first timer. I shoot in my backyard, but I've never done this tournament. Would you explain to me that? And we're more than willing to jump in. Sometimes you get that culture shock. They're like, wow, that guy's real friendly. I don't know why he's talking to me so much. It's like, oh, he's the state director. It's okay. Don't worry about him. He just wants to make sure you have a good time and come back again and try it.
Right.
So.
And I definitely think another thing is, like, I've gone to so many tournaments, I couldn't even tell you, where I'm like, I'm just going to shoot this for fun. Like, I don't need the qualification for state, but I'm just going to shoot this for fun, and I'm going to shoot maybe 2 arrows at a target. So I know I'm on. I know if I have a really bad day, I know what I need to fix. And I know that when I go to nationals, I already have those situations fixed.
Mm-hmm. It's a season-long process of not only practicing yourself, but I'm also practicing, I'm getting my bow dialed in.
Right.
So if your bow's not 100% ready and you're not 100% ready, come on down to the local qualifier. You can shoot an official round, or you can shoot what we call a fun round, which it doesn't qualify you for state, but it does kind of lower the expectations for the first couple of shoots. It's incredibly accessible, and you're going to be surrounded by people who are more than willing to go out of their way and help you figure it out as a newcomer to archery.
And I know I don't know what sight you use, or for your sight marks. Do you use archer marks, or do you do?
I've got metal sight tapes on my B3 sight on my hunting bow. I've also got a couple of them that are rigged up with a Excel.
Okay, so I use archer's mark. That's kind of just what I've always used for the past 5 years. And I write down all my marks on a piece of paper, because you're not allowed to use your phone in ASA. And I would take those times shooting locally to make sure my sights are on. And it's crazy. Some days I can be on at 30 but not on at 40, so that's me taking my time and shooting all of those and shooting 30 yards. Or if I need to hey, my 27 yard is just not on, I will change my marks on my phone. And then that way I know that I'm going to be on whenever I go and shoot.
Exactly. And you can make those changes in real time with the app that she's talking about, and it'll correspondingly adjust your further distances. So if you think your string might have stretched because of humidity or there's a lot of rain in the air, your marks aren't hitting quite right, you can pull your phone out, type in a new calibration mark, and it will auto set your all of your in-between marks in between there. So you get a good close mark, you get a good far mark, like 20 and 40, 20 and 50, whatever you're comfortable with, and the phone will do the work for you, and you can actually go to a printer and print off those new sheets and be right back on the range in real time. So it's on your phone. It can also be accessed off of your phone. Incredibly handy. Me, if I'm hitting high or low, I have a metal sight tape on my phone. Some of them, they also make them adhesive stick-ons for all of you old school people that are not so tech savvy out there. If I'm hitting high or low, I'll just give it I'll give it an extra half yard. Or I'll give it a full extra, like when it rained on us at some of the Pro-Ams, I was adding 2.5, 3 yards when the rain was really coming down because the water gets in your string and it slows down your bow. So I could be shooting a 40-yard target with my sight set on 42.5, 43 even. And these are changes that you're seeing these archers make in real time. Indoors here today, we don't have that issue. So I hope all their marks are good. I hope everybody got their sight tape dialed in before they made the drive down here to this, because this is an event that you really want to be on your A game for. So you were our champion last year. Tell everybody what you won.
Okay, so I was the champion for the Compound Open and the Compound Limited. So with just one championship, so I got double what I'm about to tell y'all. I got $750. Plus I got a Yeti cooler, which super big. I mean, you could fit probably half a deer in it.
There you go.
I got a Yeti cooler, and then I got a banner, I got a buckle, I also got a lifetime hunting and fishing license. Now, for the hunting and fishing license, I think it's only given to the upper seniors, so only the senior class. If they're younger, I know last year they gave out turtle boxes, which I would have totally traded.
Those are cool.
I wanted the turtle box so bad. But for the seniors, they give out a hunting and fishing license, which is about $1,800, like by itself.
Wow.
So I got all of that plus double. So my boyfriend definitely got a cooler for Christmas because I was like, I don't need two.
Come to the Houston Livestock and Rodeo and win
gifts.
all your Christmas shopping. That sounds fantastic. They really did pull out all the stops for this event. It is in conjunction with the 2026 rodeo. So we've seen this event grow every year from 2019. Was last year your first year to compete?
So last year was not my first year. I competed 2 years just on the Vegas side, and then last year was my first year with 3D and Vegas. So that was my third year competing.
And now you've aged out of it and on to bigger and brighter pastures.
Yes, so much. It's so crazy to think about. You don't think about what you're doing in the same time until you're here again and you're like, wow, I can't believe I did what I did. I will always say Houston Livestock and Rodeo has really made a big impact on me and made me a better archer. I think that was kind of like my light igniting. So yeah, it was a moment that I will never forget and never want to let down.
It's a great place to find out that you have what it takes to stand on top of the podium and get a lifetime hunting and fishing license and a whole bunch of scholarship money. I know you mentioned you were a freshman this year. I know that's got to help.
It has.
Cafeteria meal plans, books, studies, overnights, high amounts of caffeine.
Yes.
You got to take care of the
Alani's.
Starbucks bill. Especially during finals week. I don't miss it. At all.
You don't miss it at all?
No, it's been so long. I don't know how I survived it. They didn't have collegiate archery where I went to school. I wish I would have been shooting there. I probably would have stayed out of quite a bit more trouble if I would have had, a collegiate team to not only go to practice for, but do they have scholarship requirements of you? Do you have to keep your grades up?
So for the scholarship, they have different levels. So they have freshmen and they have upper levels. So you have to have more than, I think it's a 2.5.
Okay.
So, I mean, very reasonable. You have to practice 4 times a week. You have to kind of text your scores with the coach, and just making sure or if you're not texting scores, hey, what are you working on? Because archery is about really, you can go shoot 200 arrows, but did you learn anything, or were you just shooting? So that's the only requirement, really. You have to make sure your discipline is good. Grades, I think a 2.5 is like maybe all.
As many B's as C's.
Yeah.
For those of you keeping score at home.
Right.
Yep.
So it's super easy to get in, and they're very reasonable about just how many years have you shot, what are you looking at, what are your goals.
That's a fantastic way to look at it, because they are called student athletes, and a lot of these students here today, they're juggling not only school but other extracurriculars. We've got some that play baseball and football, and they're active in FFA and 4-H. So archery just takes up a small amount of their time, but it can give back so much to their developmental years, as I call them. So it's a great way to keep them out of trouble, and it's a great way to teach them life skills, because you're not just working on shooting a bow and tuning a bow. You're working on your social skills, your competitive integrity, and like we mentioned before, it's as hard to learn to win as it is to learn to lose.
Right. And I think also just losing is the process. I don't think someone like that would go and just win everything. Might not be as developed as someone that has lost and maybe just worked their way up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes it a lot sweeter. And I tell people that.
Yes.
They're like, "Are you ever going to be on the top 50% of one of these shoots you go to?" I was like, "If my day ever comes, everyone there's going to throw me in the air."
Oh, I feel the same way. I've shot ASA for maybe 5 years, 5 or 6. Maybe, okay, I'll round up. I'll do 7 years. I've shot ASA for 7 years, and when I've just now won my first tournament in Minden. That was my first ever national podium at all, and
Okay.
I won it. Never podium before. The closest I got was 4th. I cried because of how happy, and I just remember my dad saying, "Control your emotions, because you earned it. It wasn't this lucky draw. You worked your way up there. This is your chance."
Yep.
And to look around and just see everyone clapping and cheering, that's a whole nother level, because you actually worked for it.
It is fantastic. And I tell people archery is an any dog on any day sport. It doesn't
Yes.
matter if you're the better shooter. You actually have to go out and put your best 20 arrows down, and you might not be on that top spot at the end of it. You can have your best day ever and still not win. And sometimes there's that guy, and he just caught fire. He shot the round of all rounds, and you got to hang your head on that, and be proud to be second, third, or fourth place. But those people that you pat them on the back as soon as they have their day, and they're going to be there to do it for you in return. It's you don't really see a lot of controversy at these tournaments, because these people really do become like family that you see every weekend. Like my family has shot. My mom shot, my dad shot, we grew up. But my fishing buddy, God bless him, he hasn't seen, he's like, "Are you just never going to be able to go fish on Saturday ever again?" And I was like,
Probably not.
I'll be free during deer season, except it'll be deer season.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, maybe Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, maybe my birthday. Those are like your 3 weekends of the year to maybe get it.
choose.
Yeah, maybe get a chance to come over and see me. Other than that, I'll be at the qualifier or at a pro-am or trying to get ready to go to one of those places.
Right.
So it's a full-time job, even though most of us have day jobs. There's only a handful of people in the world that are actual professional archers. You could probably count them on one hand. Most of them have to go to work Monday through Friday and get their practice in and go, save up your vacation time and go compete at the pro-ams. So these young archers, they have the advantage, but they are, they're still in school. They've got hobbies and activities and baseball and football and everything else that's, pulling them in a million different directions growing up. But archery is going to be the one thing that they can take those skills anywhere they go in life.
Right, I agree. And I remember just being a very young kid, 9 years old, and saying, I want to go to Texas A&M to go compete. That was, my dad has remembered it so long, and whenever I moved to Texas, he was like, "This is your chance." But when I got into high school, things just started pulling me. I wanted to become, I was FFA president. I was a varsity track thrower. I was an archer. I was trying to do all these things, and it kind of settled down. You have to sit down and say, okay, what is the one thing that's not going to leave? And that's archery. You can be 50, 60, as long as you can pull the bow back, that's the one thing that brings joy, at least to me, and is a hobby that I can hold on forever as long as I grow with it.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. It's like, okay, am I going to work a full-time job, or do I want to go win a national tournament? That's kind of just where those limits were when I was in high school.
It's a fantastic family sport. Like we mentioned before, there are age classes for 6-year-old all the way to 76-year-old. So it's the only sport that you can do throughout your entire life. I mean, we all played baseball, softball growing up, but not a lot of these people end up being 30 or 40 years old and still playing baseball or playing softball. Right. It's something that you kind of leave behind. Archery's not like that. It's unique in that you can continue to grow in the sport throughout your life. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that this event in the future might be open to adults as well as the youth. There's been some whisperings and some rumblings. I'm your Oklahoma ASA director, so I had to tell a whole bunch of kids that they were not qualified or eligible to shoot this event, and we just want to pass along to the leadership here that there is the desire from surrounding states that we would love to attend this event. This venue is absolutely immaculate, and they've pulled out all the stops to put this great tournament on for these kids. If it's in the cards and you guys want to have some out-of-state archers come see the city of Houston and enjoy your amenities, I can tell you from firsthand experience there is definitely that demand. This venue we could absolutely blow the roof off of this thing, because I know you can't see it on the camera, but there's probably enough room for another 2 ranges in there. Yeah, I was gonna say we could wall off and move some stuff around and probably have 6 ranges going all at once. So if that's something that is interested to you, drop us a comment down below. Please keep them respectful, because it's still a young event. This is only the 7th year that they've done it, but it's still growing to the point that it's not hosted on top of the rodeo anymore. They've actually moved it to a standalone event that's in conjunction with the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. So in the future, drop us a comment if this is something that you would want to attend, whether you are from Texas or outside the state of Texas.
I totally agree. I think this could be the next big thing. Maybe not as big as a national tournament, but I feel like a lot of local states, Louisiana, Oklahoma, maybe even Colorado, Arkansas, they would come to this just because of how much they're willing to give away. And I know it's Houston Livestock and Rodeo, but a lot of kids want the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a great opportunity for them, because not only does it give them the ability to come compete during the 3D, technically this would be the off season. I mean, we're wrapped up by August, really. This is still a little bit hot to deer hunt. Football season's not quite in full swing yet. So it's a great time of the year that you can not only beat the heat, but you can take a family vacation. I know a lot of our kids have fall break coming up pretty soon. So this could grow into being a very large event. I was talking to some of the hosts. I was like, you guys could host indoor nationals for NFAA. Yes. You could do any kind of sectional event. Like, we could pack this all out and have thousands and thousands of archers. I know they're already at, I think the last number we saw was 531 between the two sides.
Wow. And I agree. I used to live in Louisiana, and I realized that Louisiana is getting so much bigger in archery. Oklahoma is getting so much bigger in archery. Archery is becoming a normal sport around here. And I mean, 5 years ago, you would say you do archery and everyone kind of just look at you. Now it's like, okay, this community is huge. I mean, we have how many kids here today? 531. And that's just here. That is crazy. And that's only Texas too. So just imagine bringing those kids in, and you might have kids from Louisiana that only shoot against those Louisiana kids because they can't travel too far. Mm-hmm. Maybe Minden, that's probably maybe. But it's only about a 3-hour drive, and I think kids would love the opportunity just to come compete with different levels of ages and things like that.
That's the best thing about this venue, is that we've combined so many different organizations of archery between FFA, 4-H, USA Archery, that they're getting all together. They're getting exposure from people they haven't got to compete against in their own organizations yet.
Yes.
And I think they've structured it in a way that it is so accessible, because they've condensed the classes to 8 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 18, and broken it up into compound open, compound fixed pins, barebow recurve and Olympic recurve. So it's not as many classes as like NFAA has dozens and dozens of classes, and ASA has dozens and dozens of classes. And here we're putting them all together and pooling that prize money to where when you're winning, you're really competing against a large group of kids, and it's giving them something like you could win as a 10-year-old, and the next year you move up, you're with the 11 to 13-year-olds. You might not be the best in that group
Right.
anymore, and you have to climb back to the top.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity for these kids to grow their skills, and you want to champion these kids for their kids, and I call them kids, but they're really young adults. When you're 35, anybody under 25
Yeah.
is a kid, but they're young adults. They are. Some of them vote, some of them drive, some of them have a day job. So don't take offense to that. If I call you a kid, it's just because I'm an old. But what we mean by that is you can be a champion in the 8 to 10-year-old division and come back next year, and you might not be in the top 5 or the top
Right.
10. And that's something that you're always going to have that to work towards that next year. Like, okay, I'm coming back as a 12-year-old. I got a better
Yep.
shot. And then you get, top 5, top 3,
Right.
even wind up on the podium. That next year, there's the nerves coming again. Okay, this is my last year in the 11 to
This
13
division.
division. This is the last year I have against them. I'm going to have to make the most of it.
And I agree. I think that's something I personally have worked with. Is I came in my sophomore year of high school, and I was only 14, 15-ish, and I was competing against these 18-year-olds, and I was like, wow, these are really good archers. But they were the same way. They had to work it up. So by the time senior year came around, I was the best of the best because I have completely tried to become better competing against those older classes.
That's a great way to look at it. Also can be a little bit nerve-wracking at the same time because
they're looking up to you thinking, okay, now I have to beat these 18-year-olds, or they're like, Shh, I don't have to worry about these 14-year-olds, and they're smoking your butt right now.
I know they can do it, and a lot of them compete against me on any given weekend at the ASA. I get beat by 14-year-olds that shoot in an adult division.
Yep.
So certain organizations like the ASA, if you're an incredibly advanced, like you shoot the women's known 40 and the women's known 45 divisions.
Correct.
Those are not youth or young adult divisions. Those are actually adult divisions that you're
Yes.
competing against just regular, everyday, working class archers.
Yep. And
So-
it's crazy to look at. If you really look at it, a lot of the younger archers, so I'm 18. I know I had a couple other girls that were 18, 17. They were the ones going into the women's classes and winning. And those are usually the ones winning out as well. It's just crazy to think about the different age groups.
So when you were first getting started in archery a few years back, I know you said you've been shooting about 10 years.
Correct.
Who were some of your mentors? Who did you look up to at the time?
Okay, so this is actually a funny little question. I had a coach, Jesse Brazier. He was amazing, but it was more of just like, here's archery. Let's show you what archery is, and let's make you better. After that, when I moved from Louisiana to Texas, I never had a coach. I've never had a real, like a lot of archers I know have like professional coaches or coaches that have been doing it forever. I got yelling. I never had that. So a lot of it was just me and my dad in the backyard. And it's just crazy to say because a lot of people ask me like, okay, who's your coach?
Mm-hmm.
It's just me and my dad. Okay, let me not say that because my mom's gonna be really mad at me. My mom's good too. Mom, I think I got like my goodness from you. Wink, wink. But yeah, it was just me and my parents in the backyard just trying to become better. With some help from Jesse Brazier, which he will always support me no matter what I do.
There's a lot of good people out there like that. Scott Hamlin comes to mind. I
Yeah.
say Scott's got about 100 kids. If you don't know that, they might not be his biological kids, but the amount you go see him at a pro-am, and
He will
if-
take care of everyone.
If he's not working on your bow, he for like a young person or a young archer, he's probably going to give them his bow, set it up for them, and then go find another one to try to rig up so he
Yeah.
can shoot the tournament. That's his MO, and there's a ton of people out there just like Scott Hamlin that would literally, we're talking about giving you the shirt off his back. And it's just to see these kids be ready for the big tournament, do everything you can to support them, not only with encouragement and mentorship, but also equipment as well. So there's a whole bunch of people that if you want to come get involved in archery, you're going to be surrounded by those type of people.
I agree. He is such a big. I mean, he came to me and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was shooting my TRX and he said that he saw something bigger in me, and I was like, I don't know how much bigger we can get. At the time, I was shooting 26 up, 28 up at 40 yards, and I was like, I'm pretty smoking it. Like, I think I'm doing good. And he said, like, you don't understand. Like, let's put you in this bow. Let's get you set up and let's run with it. And when I ran, I was a track star. I never stopped running. So he has helped me a lot with my equipment and just in general, the Darden, Black Eagle, Consequence. And I'm so grateful for that.
It's a great sport to be involved in. The manufacturers and the vendors and the companies do everything they can to give back. We've seen a lot of these kids out here wearing jerseys. Some of them might be on a shooting staff as
Right.
young as 10 or 12 or 14 years old. They're representing not only their local teams, but their local shops across the country and across the state, everywhere they go. And I think that's one of the best growing points about archery is that you teach them you are representing my
Yes.
company, you're representing my shop or your team, and we expect things out of you as far as not just your performance, not so much based on how good you shoot, but
Right.
how well you carry yourself, how you
Yes.
maintain that integrity. Because we've all seen that person that has a bad round and they might throw their release through the woods or slam their bow down or go kick their shooting stool
Yeah.
over. Don't be that person.
No.
It's okay. It's not that serious. Most of us have to go back to work on Monday morning regardless. So they're not going to name a street after you or hold a parade or give you your own holiday. You still get to go back to work on Monday.
And yeah, that was another thing. It's just like you put on this jersey and wear companies' names, but it's like, what does it mean to you? I know a lot of things is you don't have to be the best shooter. You look at you look at Levi Morgan or Paige Pierce. They hold themselves with a more like higher standard of how are they interacting with random people. Like, oh, can I get a signature or a photo? It's more of like just, oh, can I, like, I know when I was in Vegas, I talked to Levi and he stopped and just to talk to me, like just to sit down and have a conversation. And that means more than if he won the tournament or anything like that. So that is amazing that it's about how you represent yourself and your socials and everything like that, not about the best shooter.
Yes, I was going to say it's a very unique sport in the access that we have to our professionals and the amount that they give back to the community. So it looks like our archers here have completed their 20 target qualification round. I'm going to show everybody at home the schedule for tomorrow. We are going to have one more qualification round at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And what we're going to do after that is we're going to go into our shoot downs to determine who the best of the best are at about 11 a.m. That's not a hard 11 a.m. That's a ish. We
yeah.
call that archery time. We're going to be on archery time. So tomorrow, tune right back in on the Raising an Archer YouTube live. You can also see this at the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Exhibitioners Facebook page. And I believe we're going to try to do a couple more live screens as well from either the Zebros site or maybe the Texas ASA site as well. So there'll be a couple channels. Tag your relatives, tag your friends if they want to see you in the shoot down. We're going to show you the target schedule also because we are doing this in conjunction with a dual live stream. They're finishing up their 1 p.m. qualification on the paper side right now. There will be one more qualification round at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and then the eliminations for the target archers are at 1. So tune in to 3D tomorrow to see who tell me if I say this right, your Texas Grand Champions for 2026 are, and then stick around on the Raising an Archer podcast to see who is going to be the best of the best at 1 p.m. on the paper side. My name's Neil Cooley.
And I'm Nadia Prophet.
Thank you for being a co-host again today. I know you were
course.
out there being a range official for us, so thank you for letting us steal you away to help kind of commentate the action for everybody. We'll see everyone right back here tomorrow morning.